All right, so here we go. Round two. Happy Easter, everybody. We're going to give you an update about what's been going on for the past 2 weeks. We're going to start outside with Clint and his garden so he can go back inside and play his video games. And it's not in slow motion this time.
Yeah, that's why this is round two.
So this is the garden area over here. We pulled up the filter fabric stuff so we could rototill, see what was underneath, and go from there. So, Clint, you're up, dude.
Alright, so we're planning on expanding the garden a bit more. Let's see, we have some blocks over there which are kind of generally roughly that far. And then we're probably going to keep it almost the same length, I think.
That'll be a big garden.
Yeah. So, we might bring that back. Might leave it where it is. Kind of wait and see. We want to push it that way a bit more to roughly where those blocks are, and then push it this way more to where the rows are, depending on what is in those rows. We'll decide whether we keep the rows or not. But
what do you think you're going to plant?
I'm not 100% sure.
And you can't say pot because it's illegal here.
But probably going to do maybe a few kinds of cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers like we usually do. I think Sydney wanted to plant some corn. And I might look around, maybe check a seed catalog or two to see if there's anything else that's interesting that we want to try. But
what are you going to be bringing home from your gardening class at the end of the year?
Well, let's see. I am going to be bringing home 2 apple trees, which I'm not really sure we're going to plant them yet, but somewhere. And then we're going to bring home 2 trays of plants, which again, I'm not sure what those plants are going to be. We're just going to have to wait and see what it looks like at the end of the year, or the end of the school year, but not really sure what we're gonna have. Don't even know where we're gonna put anything, because we haven't gotten that far yet. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. Still need to finish up what we actually have here before we can actually. We kind of have to assess the situation the rest of the way before we can actually start expanding. And then start planning out where we're going to put everything.
Okay, what are you going to do to keep the deer out of it? You going to hang out in the garage and shoot them?
Well, as fun as that would be, we're probably just going to put a fence up. And then also to deal with both the deer and the rabbits. Although for the rabbits, we're probably going to have to just put some chicken wire on the base of it. But shouldn't be too hard. We are kind of in the middle of town, but
yeah, but they got town deer.
Yeah, which is why we're probably still going to put the fence up. Yeah.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, I think that's about all I got, because as I said, we're not really overly far into planning out the garden, so
We'll have to get the rototill up and running or find somebody to break the ground. We'll see how it goes with our rototiller before we call somebody. But that's where we're at out here. I guess we'll let Clint go inside and I'll continue on.
Goodbye.
Bye, Clint. So 2 weeks ago, Tristan and I were cleaning out our other garage. And we took out a bunch of stuff, trash, but there's still some stuff in here I can't throw in the regular trash unless I break it up. There's some trapping stuff, some pads from the gym, garden stuff, some other garden stuff. Rope I'm not sure about what to do with, and then we got a trash can and just some stuff we found in amongst, but this thing is pretty decently sized. It's close to 20 by 20, I would say, give or take. It's got pitched roof, shingles, so we'll turn this into something at some point, and it does have power. But we hauled a bunch of stuff out to the trash, threw it in the trash cans, swept it up, and now it just comes, you got to move it from here to the other garage at some point. We'll probably store some of the garden stuff in here while we're working on it, so I don't have to run back and forth to the other garage. All right, now that we're done with that. One of the other things we've been working on is kind of cleaning out around the propane tanks. As you can see, we got some brush and stuff there, but I cut down a bunch of trees and stuff, limbed them up. Then we kind of got couple compost piles going. There's one there, and this one was already existing. But once we find out what a couple of these other trees are, I may cut them down if they don't serve any purpose, but we gotta wait till they get leaves and see if they have berries for the birds. And there's some bricks in here that we'll put to use. I did fix the fence. This part over here, it was totally detached from the post. Looks like somebody got hung up in it with the lawnmower or something, and then the wind took it down the other day. But I got it all pulled back. I used the Tahoe when they come along. I fixed that piece in the middle, but I still got to cut that one down to match the height so it fits into the coupling over there where there's two separate pieces, and then just wire it back up, and then it should be good. So this was one of the other things I was working on. Still got a couple trees to cut down over there at some point, but they're pretty close to the fence, and the bar on my chainsaw broke. So I got to get a new one of those, and then we'll go from there. So that's around the propane tanks and stuff. Pause here for a minute.